Welcome to BDO World Hockey. In this edition, celebrations as our new African and European champions qualify for next year's World Cup events. Spain's men continue their climb up the rankings ladder as the Dutch women consolidate the #1 position. Korea take out the junior women's title in Santiago. And we catch up with the new Canadian women's coach. Santiago in Chile was the venue for the BDO Women's Junior World Cup, with the defending champions Korea playing Germany in the final. Both teams had their chances in a scoreless first half, but the goalkeeping was excellent from Korea's Oh Jin-kyung and from Germany's Christina Reynolds, whose reflexes were all that stood between Korea and the opening goal. It took until midway through the second half for the defending champions to open the scoring. The Koreans effectively controlled the remainder of the game, and despite the best efforts of the Germans, it remained a one-goal game as the final siren sounded. Korea becoming the first team to win back-to-back Women's Junior World Cup titles. So Korea winning the tournament from Germany, with the Netherlands winning the bronze medal ahead of Australia. The Africa Cup events have been won by South Africa, with their women's team cruising through the competition to thrash Ghana 6-1 in a lopsided final.
We would have liked a more upbeat performance on the last day, but it's very frustrating playing hockey that you continue being broken down. And yeah, we're very pleased with our gold medal and the entry into the World Cup.
The South African men had a tougher task, facing arch-rivals Egypt in a final that finished scoreless after regulation time. The South Africans then managed to outlast their rivals in a tense penalty shootout to win the Africa Cup and qualify for next year's World Cup.
Going to flicks, yeah, it's always a difficult one, but I think we're becoming good at this and mastering this.
Yeah, look, you win 4-0, you win on strokes, you go to the World Cup, but yeah, we're quite pleased, obviously.
And construction of the venue for the men's 2006 BDO World Cup is progressing, with the stands erected and preparations well in hand for the surface installation. When completed, the new stadium at Mönchengladbach will accommodate 14,000 spectators. Elsewhere, former Australian coach Rick Charlesworth has been appointed High Performance Manager with New Zealand Cricket. Charlesworth was selected for 5 Olympic Games as a hockey player and coached the Aussie women to 2 Olympic gold medals. But he was also a first-class cricketer and played 47 games for Western Australia in the 1970s. He will continue to be an expert commentator for World Hockey television broadcasts. And Australia has defeated India in a penalty shootout to win the Women's Indira Gandhi Gold Cup in New Delhi. Scores were locked at 2-2 at the end of extra time. In the playoff for bronze, Italy scored 2 first-half goals to shock New Zealand and win 2-1. Malaysia finished 5th. Time to review the European Championship events, and the women's title was decided in Dublin, with the bronze medal game between England and Spain. Highlights and commentary from Irish telecaster RTE.
She has Danson on her left. Danson hammers it into the goal. Second chance on the rebound for right and right again, and it comes up too high, and England win the corner. And they have supporters in the crowd, and those supporters like that. Rosa well in line there for about 3 shots. That was pressure. Danson, good shot. Comes out to right and right again, and that was lifted into Cullen. That's why we have the short corner. Ball out. Strike. Oh, and that was some strike too. Mel Clulow puts England 1 up. About 8 minutes played. Clulow. They don't come much more simple than this. One big mallet. Rosa couldn't stretch that far. She knew it was going low, but she couldn't prevent it. That's a lovely swing of a hockey stick, and that's a fine goal. 1-0, Clulow the scorer. Danson came up off Danson. That will be a short corner to England. Their second. Ball is out. Clulow again. Goalkeeper in the way. And somebody followed that in. I'm not sure who it was, but that was a sloppy goal to concede defensively after Rosa had done the work with the initial shot. Who's in there foraging? I think it's Wright. I think it's Lucilla Wright. Goal for England. Goal number 2. 2 short corners, 2 goals. King works her way past. Come on, committing the foul. Here's what the short corner was given for. Oh, for putting her stick through King's legs. King to push out. King. And that was Wright. And oh, what an ingenious piece of work there. Quite an ingenious piece of work. Jumping in there was Helen Grant. Richardson rolling it there into Clulow's path. Now Jansen. Ellis and Ibarra. That's Wooding up there. Ball into the danger area. It's come for Cullen, and that's her third goal of the tournament. I beg her pardon. The veteran Cullen, all alone on the far post, and the easiest job to put that away. There's Ellis involved. There's Grant. Ball in there, and comes out to Cullen. We're counting down the last few seconds. The ball is in Spanish territory. That was probably a foul, but we'll play on. There's the final hooter. England hit bronze.
England comprehensive winners in the bronze medal game. The final was a rematch of last year's Olympic gold medal game in Athens, with the Netherlands taking on Germany. Once again, highlights and commentary from RTE.
Louis' foot, but it was raised into her ankles, and that will be a free out for the Netherlands. Oh, good long ball to Ellen Hoog, nicely picked up. Here's a chance for the Netherlands. 2-on-2, and it's Hoog. Hoog! And it's in the net. Ellen Hoog, number 19 for the Netherlands. She's only 19. Oh, what a great start.
Excellent dribble, great vision, under pressure, still looking up, chose not to use her player outside her, little left to right drag and turned the ball under the keeper. Again, look at the strength of the player. Left hand dribble, single-handed dribbling, looks up to find a player, left to right drag, and a touch in there.
Minky de Buoy. Oh, nice turn. Mrs. Carish wins the penalty corner. First penalty corner of the first half, and it goes to the Netherlands. Marty Pohlman, who scored 4 goals in the tournament already, is ready to strike. Pohlman, drag flick, good save. Chance again, another save by Yvonne Frank. Chance here is de Buoy, number 2. Minky de Buoy has put the Netherlands 2-0 up. Bouncing around all over the circle.
Well executed corner, great ball out. Pohlman has a great drag flick, super save by the keeper, well defended there by the person on the post, and a great punch shot into the circle. An absolutely powerful strike by de Buoy.
Minky de Buoy, number 2.
It's going to be difficult for the Germans now, I think, unless they up their game a bit.
Well, they've plenty of time to do so. There's only 21 minutes gone in the first half. That could fall handily for Heinlein. Heinlein with Hoyer. Heinlein into the circle. No. Wins the free just outside that particular semicircle on the right-hand side. And Heinlein will take it herself. Plays it short to Fanny Rinne. Fanny Rinne wins the penalty corner for the Germans. Their first corner of the game. Out it comes again. This time it's Keller. Yeah, they're going back. Natasha Keller has scored. It's 2-1. Oh, this is a smashing final.
And really, this is all about technique as opposed to power. Low hands, ball just under the keeper.
And a patient build-up by the Germans from the back. Now the long ball, but nicely taken. And the Netherlands come forward again. With De Mello, here's a chance for the Netherlands. Hoog is upended, but play on.
And a great save by the keeper.
That this is going to be the Dutch evening as Keller comes forward again, but that's a free out. Played with the back of her stick.
Keller driving through there with the ball. 5 Dutch players around her to close the whole thing.
And the final hooter has gone. The final hooter's gone. The Netherlands are European champions for the 6th time. Wonderful performance by the Netherlands.
The Netherlands then too good on the day, winning the title for the 6th time in 7 events. There was a carnival atmosphere for the finals of the Men's European Nations Cup event, staged in the historic East German city of Leipzig. Germany had fans lining up on the final day for their bronze medal game against Belgium, and the players turned on an impressive display. The host nation outclassed the Belgians in every aspect of the game, taking a 4-0 lead in the first half. Belgium scored just before half-time. The crowd was happy with the effort, but the German players obviously wanted more. They scored 5 more in the second half to win 9-1 and secure the bronze medal. It was a full house for the final as Spain's Santi Fletcher opened the scoring against the Netherlands. Karel Klaver made it 1-1 just 12 minutes later. The Dutch ahead through Taki Takema. But Spain hit back, earning a penalty stroke, which Fletcher coolly converted. And the Spanish closed it out with 2 more goals in the final 2 minutes.
It was a completely crazy way to end a game. We have tried to play a certain way, which is difficult against Holland because they like to counter-attack. And they missed a penalty corner, which is unusual. But I believe we are the deserving winners of this final.
Moritz Hendricks' team has now won the Champions Trophy and the European title, qualifying for the 2006 World Cup.
Coming up on BDO World Hockey, life on the road. Australian coach Sally Bell and her much-travelled family find a new home in Canada.
The Australian men's team have returned to the top of the Sahara World Hockey rankings after Germany slipped down the table. The Netherlands move up to second place after reaching the final of the European Championships in Leipzig and now sit less than 100 rankings points behind Australia. Germany slipped to third after failing to defend their European title. Spain was the biggest improver on the men's table, their European Nations Cup win elevating them 2 places to 4th. Pakistan have dropped 1 place to be 6th, and their Asian neighbours India also dropped 1 place, but both can gain points at the Champions Trophy in Chennai in December. Korea are currently 7th in the rankings, thanks to their top 8 Olympic finish, while Argentina are 8th after beating Korea in the Champions Challenge. New Zealand are 9th, still holding points from last year's Champions Trophy, and England round out the top 10. In the women's rankings, the Netherlands' European title in Dublin cements their grip on top spot. Pan American champions Argentina are close behind in second place, and Olympic champions Germany are now third after a silver medal at the European Championship in Dublin. Germany's rise up the rankings has been at the expense of the Australians, who dropped one spot to fourth. And China hold fifth after their performance in Rosario last year and their semi-final berth in Athens. New Zealand's win in the Champions Challenge puts them in sixth place. Japan have moved into seventh place in the rankings, ahead of England, who are eighth. Korea fall to ninth, but will gain points by competing in the Champions Trophy next month, and Spain round out the women's top 10.
The Netherlands will defend their 2004 title at the Samsung Women's Champions Trophy event in Canberra next month. Master coach Rick Charlesworth led Australia to 4 consecutive Champions Trophy titles in the 1990s and has taken time out to analyse the chances of this year's contenders.
Well, Australia were victorious in 2003, and so I think playing at home they're going to be prepared and ready for the competition. Frank Murray's refreshed the team with some young talent, and you've got the outstanding veterans, people like Skirving, Twitt, Imerson, Hudson, as the basis of the team. So I think Australia's a very good chance to be playing in the final. And I think Argentina would have been feeling the disappointment of Athens when they played in Rosario, and maybe that was hanging over them. They need to be revitalise this group. They've been together for quite a long time. They've still got the backbone. They've got the wonderful Aymar, Rognoni and Asiga, some fabulous players. It'll be how well their team's been refreshed. That'll be the question. And but they're obviously serious contenders. You'd expect them to be in the medal round.
How good is that? Marina Russo.
China have been disappointing since the Olympics. I think they were very unlucky not to get a medal there. Their form in the round games was terrific. I suspect their plan now is to develop a team for Beijing, and so they're taking a very long-term approach. They relied a great deal on Ni Yali, their goalkeeper. They had some solid defenders. I'm not sure how their team's looking, but their recent form has been a little bit patchy. But I would suspect they're taking a long-term approach, but they're always competitive and hard to score against. Korea was such a good team a decade ago, and they have been disappointing. They've won the last 2 Junior World Cups, and that talent's going to come through eventually, and I suspect we might see the emergence of it over the next couple of years. I don't think they're going to be ready to challenge in Canberra, but with the talent they've got, with the quality of players, then I would suspect that Korea are going to be serious contenders in Beijing, but maybe not in Canberra. Germany were surprise winners in Athens, but since then they've shown their quality. They've been pretty solid performers, and even with the retirement of some of their great players, people like Latch, Einstein Kreinke, they have a solid group. People like Rinne, Rodewald, and Keller, of course, is an outstanding player. They're always contenders. They're a solid team. I'd expect them to be in the money.
Still Keller, the reverse. Oh, fantastic goal. Natasha Keller, that is miraculous.
The Netherlands would have to be the favourites. They've just recently confirmed their European dominance. They're defending champions in this event. They're still smarting from Athens. They've got a solid basis for their team, but they didn't show much enthusiasm when they came out to Australia in 2003 in December to play, and that's the question, I think. If they come out to play, then they're serious contenders. They've got people like Schmabers Boy, Stiepstra, a really solid basis.
Oh, what a fantastic finish.
I think you've got to back yourself. I think the Netherlands, if they come to play, will find themselves playing Australia in the final.
No, you're it, so don't go anywhere else.
The Bell family is settling into what is their 6th city in 7 years. Back in 1998, when they decided that Sally Bell would pursue a career as a professional hockey coach, they put husband Rodney's career on hold, packed up their 3 young girls and headed off on a hockey adventure. Since then, they've done stints in Brunei, the United States, Ireland and now Canada, landing in Vancouver on the country's west coast.
There's limited opportunities to coach professionally, so we go where the work is, and we think it's a fantastic way to live, so we don't think it's strange at all.
For Bell's daughters, the biggest challenges in their newest home are making friends and...
New school.
New school? How so?
They're definitely bigger.
Bigger schools?
Yeah.
What's been the strangest thing about moving to Canada?
The weather's so different from Ireland. We came during summer and it was really warm compared to Ireland.
Does it seem strange to you that you guys travel around the world for hockey, for Mum?
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You've never known anything different, have you? Like, Sarah's been travelling since she was 2, so you don't know anything different.
No.
But any visitor to the Bell house would find few clues the family had spent that many years on the road. They travel with only the essentials. No souvenirs other than the hurling stick in the corner. They literally have no baggage in their lives.
And it works for us because I think people get snowed under with baggage. I think baggage is, we call it stuff. We don't buy stuff. We have no need for it.
That philosophy allows them to concentrate on the latest assignment, the new coach for Canada's women's team. She's been on the job a matter of months, with barely a chance to catch her breath between practices and team travel.
The program started as soon as I arrived, so I was here for a day, and then the athletes were centralised. So there's been not a lot of time to actually work out what the bigger picture looks like. So you've got athlete contact every single day.
Part of the bigger picture for Bell is the fact that the Canadian women are currently ranked 20th in the world, a long fall from their place of years gone by.
I think the strengths that Canadian hockey had back in the 80s, we perhaps still have, but of course everyone else now has those strengths as well.
So Bell is out to raise the Canadian standard once again, and already the players are noticing the difference.
She immediately set standards for us that have perhaps been higher than we've ever had before. Fitness standards and standards of skills, and she wasn't afraid to lay out to us exactly what we needed to do to play at the level that we've all been hoping to play at, which is the level that the top 10 teams in the world play at.
For us at the moment, because of our ranking, we're not involved in a lot of tournament play, so we have to go out and seek tournament play, so that's a huge challenge. And because we're hosting the Olympic qualifier in 2008, we have to do it very quickly.
In the short term, Sally Bell has 2 targets: the 2006 Commonwealth Games in Melbourne, her old hometown, and the welfare of her family, who she hopes will have a chance to settle in for a long stay in their latest home.
Before we go, let's take a look at the international calendar. The Samsung Women's Champions Trophy is scheduled for Canberra in late November, and the Sahara Men's Champions Trophy will be played in Chennai in December. The Oceania Cup events will be held in late October and November, with a women's tie a best-of-3 test series between Australia and New Zealand. Fiji will host the men's event. And young hockey promoters from around the world have gathered in Santiago during the Women's Junior World Cup to exchange ideas and foster awareness of hockey among young people. More than 40 youth promoters attended the festival to make presentations to their peers and to observers from the International Hockey Federation and its key stakeholders. We'll look in detail at the festival next month. And the junior men's team from Argentina has received recognition for its Junior World Cup win in Rotterdam, with a reception provided by the local affiliate of global hockey partner BDO. The company's affiliate offices worldwide leverage BDO's partnership with hockey, and in Argentina they have been strong supporters of the national teams and major events.
This sport needs support and sponsoring which are compatible with the possibilities and sensations of BDO. And this implied a win-win. This is to say, BDO could support something that was going to contribute with the development of youth and the improvement of certain kinds of sports activities. And on the other hand, we could place all the population of BDO behind an idea. Worldwide, we are over 26,000 people that work in the international network. The fact that we will be able to use an element that agrees with our values so as to place it behind the whole structure of people that work in a firm is an important and valuable opportunity.
Es una oportunidad que se la considero muy importante y valiosa.
Y creo que uno, o sea, por lo menos por mi parte es un orgullo ser reconocido.
I am proud of being acknowledged by people who belong to other environments, that they acknowledge the effort, the sacrifice that a group of young men have given up many things to achieve, and that people really feel this as their own. Because it is also seeing that Argentina won, that he is part of that, and that through sports and through hockey he feels proud.
Coming up next month on BDO World Hockey, can Spain defend their title in Chennai? Rick Charlesworth continues his preview of the Champions Trophy tournaments. And at home with Hong Kong's Arif Ali, a remarkable young talent playing for leagues in Hong Kong, Singapore and Malaysia.